Okay, so today is my return to the series after a week break. Just normally it's my Saturday format. I'm usually pretty strict about that, but I just got caught up doing something last week. I had to get to 1300 on chess.com by September 1st. I had to do my account, so I made a real point to just get it done ahead of time. So this is my Permadeath champion Gauntlet. If I lose a game, I have to go on to the next one, my classic old multiplayer format. One of my two formats that I'm the proudest of in my whole gaming, streaming career, whatever. Just the first playthrough Permadeath format, period, where you go into a game, could be a single player game for the first time ever, and just if you die, it's over. You can't play it again for a long time. Could be a year, could be 6 months, could be forever. But that's such an awesome format that kind of sums up what I'm all about. Just like you go into it blind and you just figure a way to survive and just make it through. Not that I always succeed at them, but I love it. And then in multiplayer context, I always say like, multiplayer games are such that you could always just play the same one over and over forever without any context. This sort of gives it a good sense of context to it, where you're like, you can play it as long as you want if you're good enough or if you keep winning, but that gives you a sense of you get to try all the different characters, because if you lose, you have to go to another one, and it gives a firm end to the series that it'll end once you run out of characters. Of course, the problem is I can't buy them, so I like that this game gives you those free ones every week, because I only play this once a week, or in this case, even once every 2 weeks. So, yeah, I can't remember where I was actually at, but I guess it doesn't matter because it's sort of a case where I'm relying on the free ones anyway. So, like, we played as him, we lost. I can't remember exactly what my streaks with each of these characters are, but I lost so many that I had to go to the tanks last time. So I should almost do it like where I only get these two today. So if I lose this both, I'm just done. It'll be a short episode. But like at some point, I got to string together a good streak. And I'm so disappointed because I did the same format with Overwatch 2. And like I thought that was going to be a big, long series. And it turned from a gauntlet to a speed run. So like I'm not going to always say it's my fault, because yes, the teams can suck and you can make excuses. But at some point, it shouldn't be that hard, because this is even an unranked. Or I had that rule that, oh, in Overwatch, if I unlock ranked or I unlock all the heroes, I get to reset and get an extra life. And then if I die, then it's over. But we didn't even get to that point. So here, if I get to level 15, I should reset, but I won't do that because I don't deserve to. So, yeah, I mean, I do have a little bit of resources that I can potentially buy one if I save up enough, so that'll give me like 1 extra life at the end. But what's cool is, because it's a weekly format and because they give you a couple free ones every week, I might actually be able to try every character in the game, regardless of how well I do or how long I last. So that almost takes the pressure off a bit, but unless they start to repeat them, then I obviously can't do that. So Sati the Trick Shot, 2100 HP, I think pretty much that's normal, but it varies a little bit. It always makes it seem like such a high amount, like you're a tank, but that they have more like 4K or something like that. This is like WoW classic health values. Like on my mage, I would have like 2 to 4K health depending on gear, and then a tank would have like 6K health. It's just like kind of arbitrary. I don't know. It seems like a kind of a random number. A heavy pistol that deals 530 every 0.5 seconds. Hand cannon. I do like those kind of weapons that are more like a shotgun or something. Like, I'm gonna miss most of the time, but when I do hit, at least it should do more. I'm not much of a sprayer. Spray and pray style. Ricochet deals 100 damage if the coin passes through players. Deals 300 to the closest enemy for every shot that you land on the coin. The closest enemy. That sounds very complicated. Deals 100 if it passes through players. Dead Ringer deals 150 shot per enemy in front of the decoy. Yeah, that's what I'll actually do. I'll only go through these two characters, so I don't even care about any of the other ones. Right, like, so that's all I get. So we should go on a long streak with her. That puts on the pressure. It's like permadeath within a permadeath. Or like I only get to play 1 character per episode, but that would make it way too goddamn short then in some of these. Last time we went on a horrible streak. Like, I don't think I won a single game, and I was playing as all the tanks, which I tend to like tanks more. But then maybe the problem with this unranked format is they don't force you to have a healer or anything, or like abide by the roles. So you could just play 5 DPS or 5 tanks or 5 healers, and so you get fucked by just your team composition, right? So I'm asking, like, where's the heals? Oh, right, we don't even have one, and it lets you do that. Dead Ringer deal 150 per shot to enemies in front of the decoy. Reveals enemies that take the damage or destroy the Dead Ringer. Blast back. Push yourself and enemies away from each other, doing 250 damage and catching enemies on fire for 25 damage for 0.4 seconds. over 2 seconds. Wall bang, not the first time I've used that term or ability. You have 3 shots that deal 777 damage and can pierce all enemies and the world. Environment destruction. 3 shots that deal 777 and can pierce all the world, all enemies and the world. Like her whole theme, I guess, is her stuff sort of goes through people. Like even the coin goes through you. This could hit somebody through somebody else. That's kind of cool. So again, let me review again. It's not even that I'm not allowed to do like a practice thing. Like if I go in, not against players, but just whatever. Like Overwatch has that little practice map you can go on just to try your abilities. But I typically haven't done that. And I haven't really worried about the talents much. I haven't worried about the shot much, but whatever. None of that's an excuse. It's just, I'm trying to play it more raw, just do whatever. And that one game mode sort of triggers me a bit. Just, you go first, and then if they get 100%, then you get less time to try to get 100%. So just let me go first, and then I have no problem with the mode. Because even if we fail to get 100%, then I'm fine with it, right? Then we don't deserve to win, but we still could. It's just, it seems like both teams are so bad at this low level, unranked, that we're always going to let them get through. So whoever goes first wins because the second team just has less time. We would get to 100% too. I got to like 95%, but we lost because we had only a few minutes compared to they get like 6 minutes. We get like 2 minutes, something like that. So basically, I got like 95% one time, then I got like 99% one time, but then we run out. Like, it's so fucking stupid. So just shoot. Obviously, this passes through them. Try to shoot the coin itself instead of the players, I guess, at that point. Deal 150. Push yourself back. F is usually the mobility. Not really too crazy of a character, but it could be fun. It should almost be where like I exclude one of those modes, but I think in all fairness, I should just do it. I don't really get why they call them champions either. They should be called Paladins because the name of the game is Paladins. Like, what am I missing? Enough games use champion to describe the characters. They should. That's really strange, actually. The game had been out for a lot longer than I guess I realized. For some reason, I thought it came out in like 2018. And if it did come out in 2016, then how could it have copied Overwatch? Because that's when Overwatch came out. They must have copied it very quickly then. I don't really understand. He has quite the nice look to her here, the coin. This is like, that's all these games devolve into, though, is like they all kind of end up doing the same thing, but then they come up with different cool ideas for the heroes, or they kind of just combine them. Lex would have been like my favorite character just because his right click was so abusive, right? The way it kind of locks on to people. Let's just go on a 20-game win streak with this chick. But then, see, if I was doing that, then I would have to buy her for next episode. But that would be worth it because, you know, well, how would I know that, right? But if I last the whole episode with her here, even, that would make it feel worth it. That's all I want. Is like, even if we do a 1 to 2 hour episode, it's not that big of a deal. But we should play it only on the same champion, which means we must have gone on a good streak. That's almost the intention behind it. Every episode should be one character only, which is unrealistic to do so well every single time. But everybody would have their own like reason why. Like, oh, you're doing so badly because you don't look at those, or because you... Her gun looks pretty sick, though. Or because you sort of... I don't know. You're not buying the right items, or this or that. But in the end, I would just use myself as the excuse. Like, oh, I'm just bad. I'm just playing bad. I can't carry my team or do what needs to be done. But no, you could blame the items. You could blame the loadout. You could blame the character. You could blame the team comm. You could just blame the team overall, their performance. So many excuses you could make if you weren't me, but I don't do that because it is unranked low trash tier anyway. This is just your base shot. That's the coin. Right click. Q is like a little target dummy. You could just shoot the coin itself, and that's going to do a certain amount for you. Ooh, I do like her gun a lot, though. The Q is good. Right click is good. Losing to this Bastion wannabe clown over here. Okay. I'm very bad at that whole thing of, like, awareness of what's behind me and stuff. It's very costly to die at the beginning because you sort of, you know, you're running so far back, even with the help of the portals and stuff. So once again, they get 6-7 minutes here, and then we won't. So even if we let them get to 100%, you know, you just can't catch up. Because in that scenario, it's not your fault that you didn't go first, and it's assuming that you'll both get to 100% in the same amount of time, right? Like, they won't do it in the first couple of minutes or something. I don't exactly understand how the coin works there, but holy shit. It's going to be almost impossible to stop them from doing it, but there's always somebody AFK on my team. That's why we lose. Fuck's sake. They're already at 40%. It can be very hard to do this, to stop them. Come on, man. Why is it always like this? And your ults come up a lot faster than maybe I realized. So I don't know what those icons in the middle actually even are. What is that supposed to tell me? Then you got to make a stand and just because I like her gun doesn't mean I'm good with it, but it is my style. Like, just more when you do hit, make it count, because it's not going to happen very often. Although you might think it'd be the opposite, like where you're able to I don't really understand fully how the coin works. Like, you're trying to shoot the coin itself, but it goes at such an arc that I don't really understand how it's going to go through them. And yeah, you know what? To be fair, maybe I'll eat my own words. It won't take them the whole 6 minutes. It'll take them like 2 minutes to actually do it. So they would have been fine, even if it was the other way. You just hold them here, and then you'll be good. It could be my fault for going out, but like, why? I don't know. Doesn't mean that we lose. We can still win on the other side, but it just makes it seem like our team is bad or whatever. A lot of these characters I do like a lot, and then I don't get a chance to do anything with them. Or like, everybody ends up playing solo. So now, how much time difference actually is there? I always forget this. They have 7 minutes. We have like 4 minutes. So they did do it in such a good span of time that I can't even complain. Like, it's not going to come down to the difference in that. Can we do it in 2 minutes? That might be all we have. I feel like it's 3 or 4 minutes. I can't even remember. The horses seem so silly too. Like, that's why we're called Paladins. Like, it has nothing to do with anything else. Not saying that we should all be like holy men who are like fucking Paladins from WoW or something, but only a few of them are really gonna fit into that. Like Lex, whatever his name is. Lex almost feels like he has that armor for it. Just like the roles and the style of play are not really defined here. Everything is just very random. 684 is good. I mean, there's going to be no sense of anything getting healed or anything. It's just all kind of a clusterfuck. Right, like there's no healing on this team. Or at least they wouldn't waste it on a clown like me, which is fair enough. I don't even mind that, but... So F is just a mobility, but I tend to not really play in such a style that you're able to really rely on that. Or we're kind of too spread out now. I guess they did kill a lot of them without even me doing much there. Or it doesn't track your stats very well in that to show like who's really doing well or not. What's happening? What's happening? Somebody always comes behind us, but they should be an easy target now if we just pay attention. Actual proper flanking. Where even are they? Bastion Clown is more trouble than he's worth. Yeah, either the healing is just bad or they're not prioritizing me, but as long as we're winning, I'm fine with that too. But it's just, okay, this guy's actually pretty good at flanking. Look at him go. I'm not really the type to do that one way or the other. But see, we got to like 50%, but we only have a minute left. So we'll fail now just because Right? Don't think I even ever used my ult. So how did we? So it doesn't mean that we wouldn't have necessarily been able to even do it. It's just we didn't have the extra cushion of the time. So that's going to be the number one reason why we're failing these. It's the thing where even if we hadn't let them get to 100%, we'd still lose because we, you know, they could be at 70 or 80% and we're still not going to catch that. So it is very strange. Not much you can do there. It's going to come to the point where I end up playing as the healers and then we win every game because I'm actually doing my role. Like either nobody is a healer, although it said we had one, or they're just not very good, or they're not really willing to do that kind of stuff. How did I even escape that? Somehow the decoy absorbed a certain amount of stuff. Now I'll make one final push, or can I at least try my ult before we die? I had a chance to, I guess, but I just, oh my god. You get to 40%, 6%, and then we get hard stuck. I didn't even see the amount of time, but I always forget how much time you get on the second turn. Not nearly as much, at least. Why am I always going second, though? Like, why can't I go first sometimes? Okay, so who's next? Yeah, like I said, I'll only do those two then. So if it's a short episode, fuck it. I don't care. Or maybe I shouldn't, but we should go on a good streak is the point. Now, this isn't going to be my style because it's going to be a sniper. Marksman rifle, semi-automatic marksman rifle deals 435, or maybe it's not. It just kind of looks like that. 435 per .3 designated sights. Look down your sights and gain increased accuracy. Stopping in air when looking down. Stopping in air when looking down your sights. What does that mean, stopping in air? Like, you can just hover. Create a distortion field, an opaque dome that hides allies and disorients enemies while inside of it. Lasts for 3.5 seconds. That's kind of a cool ability. F, commanding leap. Leap into the air and gain control of the battlefield. That's kind of vague. But you're going to be kind of like Pharah wannabe, even though we already had kind of one of those. Rain, let fire rain from above, or let justice rain from above, whatever she says. Reaping barrage. Rain down a laser barrage upon your enemies. It deals 850 damage per beam. So, right is just your basic sights. Q is like basically stealth. F is also mobility, but this mobility could be used offensively. At least you kind of get a good vantage point. I don't really get what the scope means though. Like when it says you stop in place, even when you're in the air, it doesn't seem like this is the type of character who can hover, but maybe you can. We had that one lizard guy or whatever, the dinosaur with the jetpack though, so he almost had the same style of play too. Or that's what some of these games will turn into. Like Team Fortress 2 only had a few units that you could play as. Then Overwatch expands each one into multiple, basically. Then this game could expand each Overwatch hero into multiple more. Like, so they all have like components of certain ones, but they combine certain aspects and make like slight little differences. So Octavia, we've been pretty lucky with respect to nobody picking our thing, but if they do, then we'll just quit out. Right, like, because we're trying to kind of go in order for whatever it's worth. Come on, you could be the one who... It's not even like I dislike some of these champions. That Mave might have been one of the ones that I like the least. I totally must have thrown that one on purpose, but for the most part, I do like a lot of these, but I just can't seem to win any of these. Kill your enemies to hold the objective to gain points. First team to 100. Okay, so at least this is a different mode, which we haven't seen this one necessarily too much, I don't think. Ah, there's that Mave actually that I was just talking about. I hate people who have numbers in their names. They'd have to be some sort of a clown, right? Wink, wink. Meanwhile, I don't have the number one, but I have the word one. Except in games that force you to put the number one to make my name fit because they don't have enough characters, like a 13 character limit. All right, because how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or 14. Commander's cooldown. Wait, what is all this? Decrease ability cooldowns by 10%. For every 6 champions eliminated, he gets 100 credits. It receives 575 health shield upon respawning. That seems pretty good. Why did I get that here when I've never gotten it before? Is it something to do with my character, or is it something to do with just like you're the team leader for whatever reason? Not that I deserve to be. Like you're the first to spawn in or something. That could be pretty good though. We have played this mode before. I don't think I really want it necessarily, but you'll get the shield every single time you spawn too. So the right click is the scope. The Q is going to hide your allies, and then the F is going to be you jump in the air. If you use the scope, then it might slow you, stop you in place or something. Okay, that maybe wasn't the best time to do it. I'm not a big fan of this gun actually, but maybe I'll like it better that way. It's a little bit slow on the uptake, or I can't figure out. It's got some weird recoil to it. Just hold the spot down. Or like even when we do win, then I end up not being the reason why necessarily. Come on, he's so close to dying. Fuck. How do we fuck that up? I won't take any credit for this. I'm actually playing quite bad at the beginning, but I hate this gun though. It's not smooth. I don't know if I'm really using that. You should be using that more on where you are or where you're going. So 89, 26. We have to hold it down, and now we might lose control of it, or should be fine. Should be fine. I got to use F more and figure out some better vantage point to use, but maybe this isn't the best sort of map to do it on either. It's so weird. Like you have to kind of tap it and spray it at the same time. It always goes somewhere that I don't want it to go though. I want it to go like right on top of where I already am. Okay, 49 to 100. We just can't lose control of it for good. Keep fighting for it the whole time. We have a little minor advantage. You kind of can both be gaining points at the same time, it seems like, or maybe we're not. At least this mode is a little bit of variety. Do it like that, then they won't know that we're here, even though they do. Okay, we started off pretty good, even though not to my credit. So now you can directly blame me for a game like this. Her gun is so weird, though. It's like sort of automatic, but then I don't know, it gets so much recoil, I can't deal with that. Approach it from another angle, maybe. I'm not using my F very effectively. Okay, kill this guy. He's out in the open. Good. Take this shit over again. Kill the stupid tree. Greta Thunberg gas somewhere across the world. This is such a great place to even use this, but I don't know exactly how to. Can I 1v1 this fucking tree? Use the E. Hit 850, 799. Still not enough to really do anything. It works even through the roof, though, so I guess that's a blessing. Oh, come on, man. We started off so good, too. Seems like we've pushed most of them out, but this tree guy won't go down. What the fuck? Oh, my God. I do have a bad habit of just standing in place and not expecting that I'm the focused target, or even if I am, I should be getting all the heals. So that tree is carrying them. Nobody else was even in there that whole spawn. The tree is soloing our team, 1v5. Like, what the fuck is happening? So we should at least have control of it now. Hopefully we can maintain it. My ult is pretty good, but oh my God, man. I'm not like the evasive type. I just want to stand there and do what I'm trying to do, but Which the only way you can do that is if you're a tank, because I really cannot use this gun. It's just trash. Either it's got to be a spray or a tap. It's somewhere in the middle, and I can't fucking figure it out. But we're still doing fine. Like, look at that. Here, I'm holding it down. Or, like, it sprays when you're not in this mode, or I don't know what it's doing, and I'm very squishy here. We're still kind of holding it down. 5 eliminations, 7 deaths. A little bit of back and forth, but we should be in good shape. Keep control of it. That tree guy was doing a very clutch thing, though. Here, go ahead, use the Q maybe more often. Certainly makes it hard to find us, I guess. I don't know exactly how it works, but this almost just seems like a character where you're meant to basically a character where you're meant to just chip away at them, or you're not actually going to get kills, or I'm just so bad that I can't do that anyway. Now they're going to run away with it a little bit. I won't say that I'm playing well on this trick at all, but we still have a chance. And then sometimes when I do play really well, it doesn't matter. Man, this tree guy is so good, though. He just won't leave from that spot. Okay, he's dead. Holy fuck. Oh, finish him off. Finish him off. Oh. I just can't fucking do it. Clearly. My aim was sort of messed up there for a second, too. I don't know why exactly. I do a lot better, I guess, when I'm tapping it somehow. Just spam click. Weird. Okay. 268, 254, so they still have control, but we're still getting some, it seems like. So tight. We'll get another ult off. It seems like it's taking longer than it normally does, actually. Thank God. I totally deserve credit for that, too. Do the Q, do the F. Try to deal with these guys. They're always fucking up there. That's good. Yeah, the way you do it is actually to tab the shit out of it. Okay. Hang on. Fuck. Okay, 288, 276. Very close, very tight. Come on, we can do this. Use the ult at the opportune time. I'm going to give a thumbs up to this tree guy, though, just in moral sense. I like how he's playing. You just kind of feel his presence. I don't know how he's doing it every time. He was like 1v5ing us for a second there. Make sure he's a tank, whatever, but doesn't mean that you're that good. Okay, dude. Look at him again. Do the E for whatever it's worth. I don't know exactly where it hits, but get rid of that clown. I'm pretty low. I'm not going to get any heals anytime soon. Not really even using the scope thing much. Okay, at least that helped to make the push a little bit when the tree guy's off the map. Come on, we got to finish it now. 341. But they have control of it again. How? Fuck. Everything I like about this character except for the fucking base shot, which is a pretty important thing to like, but whatever. Like, my aim is not good enough to be able to use that mobility and do all this kind of shit. That guy's always about to kill me, but then he just kind of derps around a bit. Somehow we survived that, but I'm never going to get any heals, so it's almost pointless. I should probably be using the scope more, but I can't really figure out how. Kill the tree, everything else falls apart, but they won't let me do it. Fuck, we might actually lose now. 351, 359, we need like an ult or something to save us. Seems like actually a good team that we have this time, but I'm too bad, so I hold everybody down. Oh, come on. So close. Come on, just gain control of it one more time. Fuck. 371, 395. We're actually still gonna lose, huh? Give this tree guy his kudos. 5 left. I don't know who's in like control of it or what's happening, but we might still have it. Kill that. Are we gonna get our ult one more time before we can do this? To be clutch. Can we do it? Can we do it? I don't know where that guy went. Come on, kill the tree guy once more. Oh wow, look how clutch that is. So I think I played pretty badly, but we still managed to win. If it's any game mode other than that one, am I right? That one fucks me over every time, the stupid payload. Fuck. Display of force. That gun is so triggering though. Literally, but it's so good, but it's so bad at the same time, and I can't figure out how to use it. And I can't really use the scope either, but I obviously should. Or at least in that kind of game mode, it's harder because you're trying to stay in the spot anyway. Go ahead and grab her again. I'm so excited to even have a single 1-game win streak. No support, no front line. You need a support. Nobody wants to plead Mercy. Who's the Mercy of this game equivalent? Like the overly used healer. He's riding her staff like it's a fucking broomstick. No front line, no support. We're all DPS or flank. Like, how do you think this is going to go? Amazing. And of course, the enemy will always have a perfectly built, constructed team. Octavia, rank 2. It's also her first game, I guess, on Eevee there. But that's why. This is what this unranked was about. Just have fun, just do whatever. And you also can't change in the middle of a game here, right? Once you choose a character. So they do have a support and a tank, so we automatically lose. It's very unrealistic that you'd be able to do this, and you might think I should change, but the whole point is that I'm committing to a particular character, so... There's King of the Sandcastle, then there's Ruler of the Sandcastle. There's 2 different titles, I guess. So we lose at the team comm level. We have nothing. No tanks, no support. Capture the objective and push the payload to gain points. The first team to 4-point wins. Okay, so this is at least a little bit different. Bomb King is the king of bombs. Wow. Put that up there in the AI Somnium Hall of Fame of flavor text. Commander's shield seemed to work out pretty well last time. Hell or high water, sure, whatever. You do have to keep pressing it down. So what if I go into this mode? There's no spray, but sometimes it feels like there's spray. I don't know. You definitely have to tap it anyway. Why am I getting the commander thing every time? It must be something to do with this character. You get to choose some sort of passive benefit like that, which I do like that shield a lot. Which we'll need it because we don't have any heals. Oh, this is going to be a clown show. It doesn't mean that nobody has any sort of healing-esque abilities, but it's quite possible that that is the case. Right? Like, we're just kind of fucked. Could still maybe do it. I feel like we've won games like this in the past, but it only makes sense, I guess, if you basically are in a position where you're able to... you're in a position where you're able to... have the opposing team be like that too. You might just lose at the outset that way, where they have heals and you don't. They have a tank and you don't. So like, what an amazing thing. And I can't really complain because like I'm sticking to one role no matter what. But you would think somebody else would have the presence of mind. Everybody thinks everyone else will take care of it and nobody does. The old psychological thing. It's just like, I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to do this. 81%. Come on, kill that fucking guy. I do like your Q a lot, but I have trouble sometimes telling how good it's actually being. It seems like we're actually winning on the percentage, but it might not stay that way. I mean, hey, if we get carried by my team, that's fine with me. Overtime. I don't feel like I'm playing particularly well on this character any step of the way, but managed to do it without me, or like my passive buff is all you need. Why do I feel sort of stiff too? Like sometimes my crosshair on her is getting stuck a bit. I mean, I can't complain about heals this time, although I guess I still can, just the fact that our team doesn't have anybody to even do them. But at least we got 1 out of 4, 2 minutes to try to keep pushing. Let's see. Not really using the F very effectively. I'm sure you're meant to do that and do most of your damage from the air, but that requires you to actually be good at what you're doing. And I can barely aim, period, with this guy, with this chick, so. At least we got 1 point, so I don't know what ends up happening. If they stop it from moving now, they'll get a point back. So what if we both end up with 4 points at the end? I guess just whoever's first to 4 ends up winning. I feel my accuracy is just so bad with this chick. Let's just wait and we'll get some sort of auto passive heal, which I never understand exactly how that works either. But there are times where like there is no healer or nobody's even trying to heal you, but you still end up getting healed. So if you're like out of combat for X amount of time, every character just has that capability. Doesn't seem like our team is that bad though, all things considered. Good way to sort of tell your team to move up and try to make a push when you put that little thing down. You gotta actually spam click on this character, which is something that I normally do anyway. I'm not the type who likes to hold down the shot, especially with certain ones where there's a delay between the shots. I don't understand exactly what happens here. You still are winning. Strong defense, 20. I keep putting like over them, so I don't know if that blinds them in some way or I don't know what that does, but it just feels a little bit unrealistic without a healer, but we still somehow won the first part. 6 eliminations, 7 deaths, 0 solo kills. Seems like solo kills are really hard to get, or at least for me. Push failed, but it's fine. It's 1-1. And we got the point first, so if we keep replicating that, then we'll still win, right? Because we should be the first to reach for it. 7-5-5. That must be their win streak, or a kill streak. That's interesting, though, that you get a passive bonus like that. So what if you have multiple characters that have an effect like that? It couldn't be that, oh, we happen to be the team captain in both of these matches for whatever reason, like, and you get to choose that all the time. I don't know. I'm assuming it's just something to do with the character herself. We do have our ult up, which now I forget even what it does. Or no, it does that little barrage from the sky. Do it like right now. How about that? Even if you just kill one person from that, that's the best you can hope for, because I'm not going to be able to do anything else. We did pretty well at this part the first time, but now people are going to be AFKing out. Like, why would you be... Wait, I can't tell if they're AFK in the spawner. Yeah, they are. Why? We did so well the first time. Why would you be dejected and AFKing out? Because they have actually a properly composed team. So we're losing all these technicalities, clearly. Like, we don't have healers on our team. People are AFKing out, and we're playing a game mode that favors them. But this game mode seems completely fair, too. It's just... So they'll get the point, but we can at least stop them from advancing beyond that. This person is actually trolling us, though, just by being AFK. You need like some kind of grenade or other ability with this chick, though. It's not enough what you have. I'm not going to pretend like I played well on her at all, but we could still have a chance to survive this game. 2 minutes to push, but it feels like we've lost our whole spirit here. I don't know why. 1 solo kill. I don't even know how I got that. It must have been with the ult, obviously. You always need these abilities that overcorrect for aim, that just do AoE or whatever. Reduced healing. Well, it's no problem because we don't have any healing anyway. You can't... 0 minus 0 or 0 minus anything is still 0. Fuck. So now they'll get an extra point. So this is the part that we couldn't allow. How did we win the thing the first time? Like, we're getting actually trolled, dude. What, they got tired of carrying us? They must be our best player, which wouldn't be saying much. Defense failed. Okay, so what happens now? We still have a chance to come back if we... I don't know. AFK, and they'll still have better stats than me. Whatever, at least we won one game with them, but maybe this will be the whole episode because we said that. Come on, we can still make a crazy comeback. Kind of should have done a longer episode too, though, because I skipped it last week, so this would be very unsatisfactory. Or now, how do you go back on your mount after that? There's like some sort of cooldown on it, because now I can't do it. It's just very aimless what I do sometimes. Our ult 66%. I just kind of run up to them and just try to hit them, which I can't do. It's trying to overcorrect for my aim, I guess. You do a decent amount if you can actually hit, but I can't actually do that key part of actually landing blows. So how did we start off so good and then we just totally tanked it? Aside from the person AFKing out. Like, is that part really my fault? Like, sure, I played badly, but I would have to play, you know, good enough to account for 2 people. I mean, we may as well just do a little more then because of how badly we did that. Bomb Queen is the queen of bombs. Amazing. Trying to outdo Somnium itself. So we would have these two. I won't go past this category though for sure. Batu the Shadow and Vora the Harbinger. And so basically... Oh, these are sort of organized in a different order though, but it doesn't matter. So many titles. You could call them heroes, champions, paladins. Just the way that some games do. Like, it's so weird that they would choose to call the game that. Kunai launched 3 kunai and an arc. I love that part where a paladin uses kunais and chains and sniper rifles and all this kind of stuff. Just for RPG context, a paladin is usually somebody who uses like holy magic, healing stuff, or somebody who's could have used one of those last game when we had no healer on our team, or something like that, like maces, melee weapons, a sword and a shield, something along those lines at least. Launch 3 kunai and an arc from your hands, doing 280 per kunai. Is this going to be like the Genji guy that we kept talking about? Because Tiberius, because I liked his shot a lot better than Genji's. Shadow bombs throw out 3 explosive projectiles that stick to their target and deal a small amount of damage on hit and additional damage when they explode. Ambush, teleport next to your target. I'm not really the type to like those kind of abilities, but dealing damage in an area on arrival can be refired on another enemy within 4 seconds of teleporting. So you do one who's like far away and then you go back and do one who's closer to your team maybe. Dash, quickly dash in the direction of your movement input. Wow, so it's a sprint ability, but that has a 5-second cooldown. Or no, it'll be like a one-time dash. But I love that. Like Soldier 76, one of his abilities is to be able to sprint. Like, what a cool and innovative thing. Because just everybody else naturally can't do that. Nightfall activate to charge up and fire. To dash forward through enemies, doing 800 and stunning them. This guy is very melee focused almost. Or you want to at least be close to your target. That might not be the next one because sometimes they're in different orders, but I'll just do them anyway. Now, would you only be able to buy this with money or... No, you could just buy it outright. Somehow when they first come out, I feel like they almost would do that. Desert Omen. Rock Father Makoa. Event Pass Instant Unlock. Champions of the Realm Part 2. Game seems to have a pretty healthy player base, though, all things considered. Flank. This guy who... Again, it's not even like, oh, he's a more advanced type of character, but he requires you to go in close, which is not my style of play. Even on characters that, I don't know, are like tanks and stuff, I still don't really always like to do that. We have a healer. We don't have a tank now. So here we go. At least that's something, though. Why can't we just have a normal team comp? Once I unlock rank, then we'll never lose. We just have to get to level 15, because then at least we'll have a properly composed team. Even if who we're playing against is better, who I'm playing with should be better too. So you just have to not be bad enough to hold your team back that much. Willow I really liked. We went on like a 2 or 3 game streak with that, but increase the range of ambush, radius, reset the cooldown, fine. You have 5 sets of 3 of your little kunai. Then the right click is you throw the bombs and they latch on and do more damage. The Q is you shadow step behind them. The F is you sort of do a dash. Oh, so who is that like from Overwatch? That's almost like Tracer, where you get to do not exactly, but where you get to do it so many times back to back. Or I'm sure there's other abilities like that I can't remember, but I don't really want to play like that, though. Even though that last chick I didn't play very well on, we still won. 1 game, at least. Kind of old gods imagery on this one. Often has to do with sea creatures when that ends up being the case. So let's just get out of there. That's what you got to keep doing. Do a little bit of damage, get out, go in, do a little bit more. Go right into that. Sure, who did I even warp to? I don't even know. This is a weird map. Or is this the one that we played in the tutorial the first time? It actually might be. 400 to win. At least we're seeing some different game modes in this. I'm not a big fan of this guy's whole deal, though. The Q is you teleport to them. F is you do what? You dash. Go up real close. This is supposed to be a melee thing anyway. Go here. That was a pretty good use of it. Or maybe you're able to use that on your allies. I don't even know exactly how it works. I mean, I'm sure I'm not hitting with that very well either, but... oh, fuck. At least we get the killing blow. Just gotta hold this shit down. I don't remember all this old gods type imagery in this level before, though. Okay, everything's good. Just watch where they're coming from. I don't really want to push too far out. Like, all you have to do is hold this spot down. I haven't used my right click at all. But yeah, that just succeeds in getting me killed. But he's so surprised that you get a kill too. Corvus, the little daddy organization of Tassin from Anthem. Whoops. Okay, tabbed out. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the teleport. But you do have the dash to maybe get back, so it's okay. Oh my god. Gotta annoy them with your mobility sometimes. Somebody's always up above. I wonder how that would work with verticality and stuff too. Gotta use the right click more. That'll be my main source of damage because I can't seem to connect with anything else ever. Not even saying he's like a badly designed character. I'm just not good with this type. And I'm not exactly good at aiming with stuff like this. So it's a little more stiff and slow, but it's always good for people like that, just to sort of finish them off. Fuck's sake. Now, if you can still get out of there, that'd be pretty miraculous. Which I somehow did. That was a good use of the little shadow step, but then I still wasn't able to finish him off. I like the pace of this game, though, where like a lot of the time I'm just not even doing anything. That's the best way to hit them, is just fucking do it like that. That's the point, even though it's kunai, whatever. Rampage. Okay, chill out, chill out. Why are we so far pushed back, though? This is the alt is like where you go through them and do something. Okay, I'll save it for the next time. That's okay. We went on a pretty decent streak there, I guess. You go up real close and just, you know, you can't possibly miss them. And they seem to be always so shell-shocked by you doing that. By you putting their balls right in their face. that it does make it kind of easy to kill them at that point. We go ahead, use the ult in a second here. Got to get used to it a little bit here. That was a little bit scary. Go back. What are we getting hit by? There's somebody over here. That must be somebody's ult, the dragon there. That's pretty fucking awesome, actually. Does that mean he gets to control it, or is it just like an automatic thing? Should be able to kill Willow 1v1, dude. Come on, man. I've wasted so much time not using the ult. We are winning, though, and I didn't play too badly, I guess, on a character that's not really my style, but it is satisfying to do that. Just go up to somebody when they're low and just finish them off when they try to run away or use some sort of defensive thing. Let's at least test the ult just to see how it works exactly. I don't know what that even did exactly, but like, you go through them and do damage, but I don't know what the radius was exactly. Whatever the items we're getting should just be automatic, so it should be fine. I'm sure it's not exactly the optimal stuff, but that much of a difference shouldn't matter. So even though we're playing on characters that I'm not comfortable with and I'm dying, or I'm playing badly, I still end up winning, so it's okay, I guess. That would be the typical optimal use of it, but I don't know where the hell she went. It just doesn't really suit me. I like how you can do it sideways and stuff too. I do want a piece of this Willow, but she's too good for me to actually kill 1v1. Fuck. Outplayed by Willow. We still win, so that's good. Yeah, give us these other game modes so we can actually go on good streaks, because that one game mode has my number. Okay, dude. Gotta go face. I mean, you are a melee man. This Willow gets my credit. I can't fucking kill her. And she's just a DPS character too, so it's not like, you know, it should be anything special. Okay, so I wasn't too happy with him, but at least we win. Unerring. You must be watching somebody else's stream. It is taking quite a while to level up, though. If I get to rank 15, we will start playing ranked, for better or for worse. And at that point, you'll realize that it might actually be easier, because the ranks will at least be, you know, or at least the team comp will at least be correct. So DPS, frontline, or not frontline, but flank. So once again, no healer or tank. So how much you want to bet we're going to get fucked here? At least last time we had a healer, if nothing else. Like, you're just dead on arrival. They don't have a healer either, though, to be fair. Like, who would actually play like this willingly? You just don't have a choice because nobody actually wants to play those roles, but it is interesting that it lets you do that. So, killing an enemy who's on a kill streak will reward you with a bonus ultimate charge. Unerring, increase the explosion radius. Oh yeah, that ability that I barely even used the whole time. You got to be more in the mindset, just use everything whenever it's up. I try to always be like, oh no, I'm going to use it at the opportune moment, but you just got to spam shit at some point. I just completely forgot I even had that ability. So Q is obviously the shadow step, F is the dash, right click is the bomb, and then left click is the little knives, which do a decent amount of damage, but it is kind of hard to hit with sometimes. These games do take the whole, you know, stale shooter genre, though, and make it into something else, because all these different abilities are pretty cool. And they take them so far now. At first, it was like, okay, maybe like a little flamethrower from the pyro and this and that. But now it's become kind of insane. It can be both a plus and a minus, to be fair. You got to do that a bit and then get out of there. I don't know why I'm trying to solo the tank, though. Okay, that wasn't the best start. But yeah, see, why are we getting this game mode so much now, even though we're queuing up for all of them? Oh, I can't even fucking climb the roof. We go down to here. There's nobody there. One person here. They do a decent amount of damage, but do a 360 no scope with the kunai. Fuck, we still die. Double kill moment, not bad. So the ult was a little bit confusing, but you basically got to go through an area and just whatever. You do a certain amount of damage. Basically acts as a shadow step too. Very hard for me to 1v1 some of these people, so I shouldn't even bother trying to do it. I need a pocket healer, but wait, we don't have a healer or a tank, right? So they don't have a healer either, though, to be fair. They only have a tank, for what that's worth. Come on, come on. Fuck. Gotta use the Fs a bit more, even if, you know, you just keep strafing back and forth with it. Somebody's gonna be AFK in base too. Shadow Step's always good for the tank because you can bypass his fucking shield. Come on, we even killed the tank, but we still can't do this shit. Use the Q or something, I don't know. Fuck. Rather kill ourselves to the old gods. They don't even deserve credit for the kill, dude, unless he killed me while I was falling. Team Comm just ruins it. Oh, come on. What is with these AFKers, man? I'm getting actually trolled by this whole experience. We get stunned. We can still get away, though. Got to use that right click a bit more. It's kind of the similar arc to your base shot anyway, but it's not really that lopsided of a matchup because, you know, they don't have a healer either, so the difference of what a tank is going to do is not that big of a deal. Okay. 2350, like we can't even hold down the thing for a second. Yeah, I appreciate at least that we're getting to see this game mode a bit and some of these cool maps too to go along with it. Now you do that when they least expect it. Now they're gonna get overconfident and overextend here. I do like the way that you counter those shields though by going behind them, almost like that's the whole point of the character, but it's not that I don't get it, it's just that I don't play like it. Okay, now we gotta hold this down. Rest of the way, they have a major advantage. And of course, you can't rely on anything because the healing is just not going to happen for you ever. And even when things are going well, you can't maintain them because you'll just die too fast. But they don't have a healer either, so why are they doing so good? Come on. Wasted ult. Just not the right team comp in any manner of speaking, but then again, theirs isn't perfect either. These do a pretty satisfying amount of damage if you can actually get it off, but fuck's sake, I didn't know there was a place you could fall off there. Six eliminations, 10 deaths, I don't know. You need a little bit more structure to the game. Like, you need a tank, you need proper roles, something. We'll get to rank 14, and then hopefully, if we unlock rank, at least then you get more used to that. I kind of like these games where you have these kind of zany setups, but it doesn't always work, to say the least. You can still come back with like difference of like 4 fucking points, but no. I can't even complain too much about the team comp there because they didn't have anything either. Okay, we'll go with the last one now. And again, we at least get there. I'm pretty sure it's rank 15 that you unlock it. Let's actually check. Play cards to the max. Go wild with all loadout cards being upgraded to level 7. Ranked. Rank 15 or higher and own only. Oh, what the fuck? Own 18. Does it count that I own these though? Like, that's what I won't be able to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I'd only be able to buy like one of them. 5, 1, 2, even if you count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So does that mean you just have to win like... You just have to win like one? Or I'd have to buy like one. Maybe that's all it expects. I better be careful, but I don't know how to use that. I could buy a cheap one, I guess, just to try it. So who's the next guy? Who's the next guy? Maybe we already had. So why do they keep giving you the same ones free over and over? Deadly. Oh, this is that chick, though. All these that aren't really my style of play, dude. Although even when I get somebody who has like a scope, I still end up getting too close because I can't aim. Fire projectiles to deal damage over time and gain a stack of darkness. Consuming darkness heals Vora over time. Consuming maximum stacks augments other abilities. Gain a stack. So how do you consume it, though? Stack of darkness. Consuming darkness. Right-click obliteration. Jump up and slash down, becoming immune. On impact, deal 600 damage and apply knockback. Consuming maximum darkness deals increased damage and slows. Dark siphon. The right-click does give you immunity. Deals 200 damage on hit and additional 400 over time. Hitting an enemy heals 300. So at least, yeah, we can deal with those no healer games because we're going to just do it ourselves. Consuming maximum darkness cripples on hit for 1.5. See, the darkness thing is something you almost don't even worry about. Like, if we have max darkness, fine. If not, whatever. Like, it's just a bonus. Tendril from F. Manifest your will. Propelling yourself towards your target with the tendril. Can hit players to pull you to them. Propelling yourself towards your target with a tendril. Can hit players to pull you to them. I don't know what that means. Can hit players... Oh, like your target doesn't have to be a player. Your target could just be anywhere on the map, I guess. Harbinger's Wrath. Hunt your enemies, increasing movement speed and reducing the damage you take. Select the nearby target to lock down, damaging or executing them if they're low health. Yeah, I like abilities like that. Just because enemies are often so low health anyway, that I always complain that nobody ever tries to have the killer instinct try to finish them off. Let's just win one game and then we'll be on a good streak continuing with her the next time. The problem is she won't be free next time. So let's go on a multi-game streak and then I'll feel justified in buying her. I think that's all it means, though. It wants you to buy like one hero before you can do ranked. Or maybe it means you have to buy a whole bunch because you have to... Or wait, they already took her, so I can't do it. How do I leave, then? I hate to do it, but I'll actually quit out. How do you even do this? Fuck, I just can't even quit out. It's not normally the thing I would do, but that's the first time we've had like a character stolen from us. Or I'm sorry, aside from all the other times that we've had it stolen by bullshit, unfair stuff that I would totally use an excuse if I wasn't the type not to do that. I just lay out what the potential excuses could be, but how can I possibly be making them if I'm still counting the fact that I'm losing these characters, obviously? And I'll never be able to play them again, or at least for 6 months, but the series will go on for 6 months anyway. No, but it should be 6 months from the end of the series. Like Overwatch, I could come back to and do a series with it again, but it just doesn't feel right. I don't remember seeing that Peach thing every time. Or it probably doesn't even show up on there. Citizen of the Realm get a daily reward 7 days in a row. But how do I have that? Because I... What do you mean 7 days in a row? Like just like every time I play. Deserter. Well, look, dude, it wasn't Deserter. I had to do it. They don't understand the nuance and the intricacy of my format. Yeah, I don't own any champions, like, even close to 18, so maybe I won't be able to do that. Where does he... It must say that somewhere, like, how many do I own? Make a loadout, inflame, win one game. Profile. Of the base icon. Titles. Accessories, announcers, blah, blah, blah. Where would it tell me like the number that I actually have though? Because I know the free ones shouldn't count as owned, but that just feels very depressing then. Because there's no way I'll ever own 18, even if I. Yeah, I have 17 total, including the free ones. Imagine how long that would actually take me to do as a free-to-play player. Even if my streak did go on for a while, that's still kind of unfair. Come on, just give me one game with the side chick, which I feel intimidated by that style of play. At least let me go on a good streak and I could practice with her for a bit. That is actually an interesting question if it counts those. It almost seems like it would because you have exactly 17, so it just wants you to buy one of them. But I guess once we get to rank 15, then I'll figure out. The only way I said I would want to buy one with the resources I have is if I basically go on a good streak one episode, then I can continue the next one with them, even if I don't have them, because they would have been free today, but not next time. So that makes it seem worth it, but it also seems like a waste because that's like the only extra life that we're going to get. And I don't like how some of the free stuff is repeating, like Meve, because then you're going to basically be able to not have as many options here. Although some of them I don't even play, so it's okay. Like last time we had that rolling guy, the tank free, so we didn't even get to that point. Because even as much as it's a speed run and we're losing these as quickly as possible, it seems like almost on purpose. So I'll only play one game with her anyway, so let's just see. Whether we win or lose, which clearly I'll win, but gonna actually force me to play as a melee clown here. Seems to be a pretty popular hero too. They've been showing this one off for quite a while. Give us some variety on the title screen at least, or give us the ability to buy a microtransaction that turns this shit off and lets me put something else there. I'd buy it just if they stop advertising it, not even just because I want it. Oh, look how he's crying when I'm insulting it too. Almost makes this your whole title screen music forever, but this is not what it normally is supposed to sound like. I like that more somber, uplifting one that they play. That's very quiet though, so you can barely even hear it. Especially not over this techno bullshit. Yeah, now we've seen what the deserter mechanic looks like. We gotta get her very quickly though. Come on, come on. We wouldn't unlock rank though anyway. Or maybe I won't only do one, but let's just see. It'll be a question of whether we, if we lose the first one, then obviously. What's happening? Left the lobby match. Okay. Player failed to join, but it shouldn't reset the whole goddamn lobby then. Just wait for one more player to join. I'm not the biggest fan of even doing it like multi-queue, but it wouldn't be fair to like pick only one game mode or to pick some game modes for some characters and not for others, because that'll end up happening anyway, but at least it's not up to me. Yeah, I get kind of sick of the payload thing. I don't even mind these other ones. Hold down the thing, capture the point. It'd be like some kind of capture the flag. I always take some zany, weird routes and do stuff like that. I always love the Warsong Gulch memories. Like, I wouldn't necessarily do that well in terms of kills and stuff, but I would do some weird routes that nobody would expect. Or, like, actually play the objective when nobody else does. Am I getting punished with a long queue just for quitting out like that? I might have to do it again, too, if somebody steals that chick. Maybe she's just super popular. At least we get to rock out to this music for like half an hour. God damn it. Almost a sign that I shouldn't do it, but I mean, it wasn't a very substantial episode otherwise. Like the longest queue that we've seen. We're being put in some sort of loser's bracket for our degenerate deserting. Okay, we got her. Look at the abilities again, just to be sure. Deadly Sight, the sight that sends out projectiles, of course, so it's not even a melee weapon necessarily. Over a short duration, damage over time. Its attack chain is medium, light, light, heavy, light. 300 damage every 0.35. Medium, 400, heavy, okay, fine. Passive, hits your side with Darkness stack. Use the Dark Siphon or Obliteration will consume all stacks. Healing you for 100 per second per stack and augment your ability at 5 stacks. You can have a maximum of 5 stacks. Does that mean I have to hit to get the stack, or does that mean hits with your side provide a darkness stack to you? I don't know sometimes where it keeps track of stuff like this. I just kind of ignore it and just do whatever. So right click is jump down and slash. Q is vicious projectile dealing 200 on hit. Best way is just to, do it and see. Okay, so here's the objective again. I do like that we're moving away from I complain about it so much that we end up forcing ourselves into something else. The game is even listening. Like, okay, fine. Don't do capture the whatever. Don't do the payload and you'll still lose because you suck. And it's kind of right. Unyielding pressure. Reduce the cooldown Dark Siphon. Reduce the cooldown. Reduce the damage you take by 10% after hitting. Increase your maximum health by 50, which is not a very substantial amount. Auto purchase. Item has been purchased. This can be disabled. Okay, so there's the 5 dots. So we got to pay attention to that. Always try to get up to 5, then use the ability. It would be the right way to play it. But I'm also of the mindset to just spam all the abilities whenever you can. Wait, how do I get off the mount now? If I want to try something, I guess I can't. Yeah, imagine paying money for different mounts and mount skins in this game, though. It's amazing. I guess we wouldn't have it if people didn't do stuff like that, though. Attack right flank. Oh, yeah, I didn't even check if we had a properly composed team, though, all things considered. Got 3 stacks. I do like how wide the arc is, though. It's not that necessarily hard to hit with. We have 4 stacks. Let's get a 5th 100. Then do the Q, do the thing, do whatever. Get out of there. So F is going to be the little... Oh, it's basically like a hook shot. Okay. All right, fine. Nano might not seem dangerous, but be careful of getting too close. Most of these abilities are not. It's kind of deceptive that you have the scythe. They're not actually at close range anyway, so... Wait, this is a very satisfying ability, actually. Like, it's such a wide arc that even a clown like me isn't going to miss with it. You send out the projectile. Didn't actually hit anybody with it. Oh, come on. This character is too fun to die with so quickly. No wonder somebody stole it from me, even. Okay, I can't seem to do a meaningful amount of damage to that guy, though, anyway. I'm pretty low. I should just try to survive this. Look at that. That's the Until Dawn Emily tactic, right? Where she fucking... I can't remember exactly the scene, but... she's in, like, the mine somewhere. And there's no harm in just using it, period, but I don't know if I can kill her. Him. That was the guy I was just playing as, actually. Like, look how low we get these people, and then they just don't fucking die. Like, are you kidding me, dude? I don't know how much healing we really have here, but... we do that just to heal with the 5 stacks, you see? Okay, we have the ult almost up, which I kind of forget now what it even does. Come on, we're not that far behind. We can still come back. Look how much we did there. Then you can hook shot, get out. But that mobility isn't the greatest. It's like a one-time thing that you're just going to use and be done with. Come on, 129. We can still make it up. Some of these left clicks are very generous, to say the least. Very cool character, actually. I was worried that you might have to play him more in melee range, but they're just not giving us a chance to really do anything. Do have a lot of healing capability and stuff too. Where it's almost like buying it should revive them. I should get an extra chance, but I won't even do it like that. Right, so if you... Yeah, that doesn't even make sense though either. We gotta go in from some other way. You don't even have to reload or anything. You can just spam this shit. Use the right click, use the Q, whatever, dude. Keep switching your vantage point here. Just such a wide arc. It's so good. Keep switching, keep switching. Gonna end up doing a decent amount of healing, even just myself, without needing to do anything else. Come on, we'll eventually break through. Eliminated. Go ahead and do that shit. Do the tendril, get out of there. Now we can hold this shit down. We can make this happen. So E is going to be the... I kind of forget what it does, actually. Whatever. We'll do it if somebody comes in and causes some trouble. Okay, he's being way too aggressive towards me. Come on, we can make this happen. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, come on. Kill him. Kill him. I always get people low, but I can never finish them off because then my aim starts to falter. I'll catch them off guard with like one hit. We get this epic comeback. Yeah, we'll totally buy this character and just whatever, go into next time and waste our money on it. Whatever, just do this. I don't even care. Whatever, it's still worth it. Might not seem dangerous. Yeah, it's even giving me tooltip advice because of how bad I am. We might throw our lead away there, though. I don't fully understand what the ult does, but it finishes them off if they're low. Otherwise, it just does something. Control point, blah, blah, blah. Get out of there a little bit, but now they sort of have control over it. This guy is pretty annoying, I will admit. Get out of there, tendril. We at least made a good push in the middle there, but now it's hard to maintain this. This Fernando guy is pretty annoying if he's actually the tank, which I assume he is. Just too strong. Lunch was tasty. I need to go again. This is just a rip-off Overwatch. That's what everybody says, actually. I didn't even see him say that for a while. I mean, it might be, but then Overwatch is just a rip-off of Team Fortress 2. Like, there's always some sort of consideration like that. There's so many games like this now, so... That's the exact clip that I just made, actually, that people seem to like, which was every game copied Overwatch. How fitting. Fuck. Doing pretty good with that comeback there for a second, but it wasn't enough, I guess. Come on, this character is so awesome. I don't want to lose it. I was even willing to buy it. Like, whatever, to be able to continue. This tank is just too fucking good, though. I made myself too much of a target there. What a clown show, dude. I will take blame for stuff like this. How the heck do we not win this game? We even made that epic comeback. You do it once more, but they're gonna be too close for it to matter. Try to use the ult here a little bit. Come on, 356. We still have some time. We have the ult even ready, too, if things get messy. on, make one final push. This is how the game has gone. This fucking Fernando guy, though. Don't fucking give him a chance. It's worth it even just to get rid of that. Think about how much time that's gonna buy. Go, go, go. Don't let them back in now. Look at this game has been actually awesome. Look at this. We were way losing by like 150, then we come back, then we're about to lose 350, and then we come back again. Look at this shit, dude. We're fighting for this character's life. Not that I'm even taking much credit for it. How the fuck do we die that fast? That could turn the tide right there. So how long it takes me to come back. Or they'll win because of the time default now. Or maybe they won't. I don't know. Really got to go aggressive on this fucking tank guy, though. He's very annoying. We got one of them at least. Come on, 312, 366. Just keep it going. They sometimes overextend too far, but I can understand that. This Fernando guy, man, you're so annoying, dude. Don't let him do anything. I don't care. I don't care if I die. Just kill him. He's so... Some of these tanks are so good, actually. Either the player or just how they work, whatever in general. Okay, it's pretty close, pretty close. 336, but we can't afford to lose it again. We almost have the ult up again. I'll even use it to get rid of that fucking tank. Come on, Fernando, Fernando. What the fuck? Oh, no, no. Oh, fuck. That was at least a suitably epic game. That character is actually amazing. That might be my favorite one yet. I was worried you might have to actually use the scythe in more like a melee way. A relentless presence. Too bad I'll never get to use it. That's one of the best games we had, though. So much back and forth where it seemed hopeless, but we still make a stand. And that tank was just clowning us. Okay, that's good enough.